Thank you, Robert, for making my job so easy coming after you. All right. I'm going to take the death one first, because what I think about death is that it's coming for all of us. And so that's what makes us alike. That's one of the things. And we can't get out of it. It's a given. What's not a given is how we choose to live our life and spend the precious time we have here. So having the death question out of the way, I'm going to move on to the purpose and meaning question. And I made, so I could remember it, I made mine fit into the word Birch, which is the group that we're in. So B is for building. And as an architect, I've had the privilege of being involved in a lot of building projects. And I tell you, it's a real thrill to make something not out of nothing, but something that wasn't there before. There's a kind of visionary architect that is kind of a hero of mine. His name was Buckminster Fuller. And he said that you can never change something by fighting the existing reality. To change something, you have to build a new reality that makes the old one obsolete. And that is, that's like a touchstone for me, and it has been for many years. And I'm glad you guys all said, yeah. Because why not go the positive way instead of pushing against what you don't want? And last other thing about building that I think is so magical is that it's rarely, if ever, done in isolation. You can't really build something by yourself. Even if you're a writer, you're still drawing from the inspiration of others or critiques or whatever. And it's a very collaborative process to build anything. And so when you're building, no matter what it is, you're also building relationships and community. So I is for inner resources. And it was mentioned also just a second ago that there is this deep well we have in our heart and inside of us of all of the stuff we need to do what we do in the world. And I have a long history for most of my life of looking outside myself for all of that stuff, for understanding, for permission, for acknowledgement, and love. And that's really not the place to find most of those things. It's all inside. And the more we can learn to turn in and access those, it's really an endless wellspring. It's there for the taking. And then we'll have more to give in the world as well. R is for restorying. The world that we live in today is built on a foundation of stories. Stories that tell us who we believe we are in the world, what we're doing here, the effect that we have, and our relationship with everything in the world. And my observation is that a lot of those stories that we live by, that we've inherited, are misguided, and many are incredibly damaging. Just to name one, the story that human beings are a separate case and superior to the entire rest of the natural world. I could go on, but I'm going to leave it there. That gives rise to all kinds of other stories of scarcity, of control, of domination, of the endless progress of technology to solve problems. So restoring is something that I've been working with that allows us to listen for and to cultivate new stories that are really ancient stories, but they're emerging. You see instances all around us. But these are stories of belonging and mystery and magic and the sacredness of the world around us. C is for connection, and Robert said it all, and so did Art. We are connected to everything, and that includes the natural world. We're in a conversation with it. These are just words. They're conventions. They're not that adequate, but let's just go with that. We're in communication via our senses, via our bodies, via our imagination, and we can cultivate that. I didn't learn any of this growing up. I was not taught that. In fact, I might have been taught just the opposite. It's all the dead stuff. We can take it, make things out of it, throw it away. But these are our kin. These are our relations. And I've had conversations with streams and trees, and it's weird, but it's beautiful. And they're just waiting for us to engage. They're just waiting patiently. And H. H is for heart, head, and hands, because I can't narrow it down to one H. Although I did for a lot of my life, I just had the head part, the rational, analytical, intellectual part. And I'm finding that the heart and the hands are equal partners in this thing. And they not just are there doing the work that the head is saying, go do that, hands. I have this idea, and now do it. The hands and the heart can inform how we do what we do and what we do, very much so. And just for heart, that's intuition. And Einstein has this great thing that he said, is that the intuition is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. And we have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Hands, my slides are all about stuff that I have been involved in making. I think we all as humans, we seek to make our mark on the world. And I think it's also in response to the world making its mark on us. And it's just such an intimate and magical relationship when you make something with your hands. It always cheers me up to do something with my hands. Advice to my 21-year-old self. I had all kinds of ideas. My 21-year-old self needed so much advice. And I'm thinking my 81-year-old self is going to think the same thing about me. So I'll be careful. But really, what I want to say is, and I can't even say it, you're enough. You're enough.